BIS 302. Welcome to Module 5. I apologize for this being posted late. Just like I told you guys, life in Canvas, okay? Some of you have been having lockout problems. Let me know if you still run into any. Call the ASU help desk. I don't know what it was. I don't know why it would lock you out of Module 4 when you've put in your work for Module 1, 2, and 3. I don't know. Anyways, it's frustrating. Okay, so I want to just jump into a few things right off the bat. Feedback on the worksheets. I'm already scored. Everybody who turned everything up through the Module 4 worksheets. Okay, some of you, I spoke to everybody about this and on video. Do not put an age limit on your survey respondents, okay? Really, and now I'm seeing, 18 to 50, 18 to 65. Why? Again, if you can give me the logic to that, other than that, it just sounds like you're trying to make it sound better. Okay, why am I not qualified to participate in your survey? I mean, if you can give me a reason, give it to me. But the whole point of this type of research, in this crawling stage of basic research, we want to open this thing up. We want any adult to be able to respond so that you can compare. Okay, if people my age can't, if we could show you that, your hypothesis doesn't fit in my demographic as opposed to another one, why would you limit it? So unless I made that note to you specifically, if you mentioned that in your worksheets, okay? But obviously it's a sticking point with me because I'm over 60, so it's like, what did I do? Why? Okay. Anyways, all right, a sampling goal. Some of you had actual specifics in terms of I'm going to get 50, I'm going to get 100, whatever. You don't need to promise that. Okay, you're just going to get as many respondents as possible in the brief allotted time, right? That's it. That's all we can do, okay? Don't overpromise, not underdeliver, blah, 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 okay? Stay away from those absolutes. A lot of you are still using always, all, very definitive statements, the absolutes. Stay away from never. Stay away from, hyperbole, okay? You can keep it chill, all right? Okay, so let's see. Your purpose of the study, okay? You're either being too specific, too personal, too broad. Okay, number one, you keep yourself out of it. Purpose of the study has nothing to do with you personally, okay? It's not about, I have a passion for, fish tanks, so I'm doing it on fish tanks. No, it doesn't matter. We already assume that you're involved in your field and you want to do it to have some self-growth, increase in knowledge. That's not why research is done, though. Research is done at the very basic level, the most general level that I can let you get away with is to add to the body of knowledge in that particular field. However, incrementally, that could be an eyedropper in the ocean, but you're still adding something with your study, right? Okay, great. Now, the statement of the problem, again, don't overthink this stuff, okay? This is your research question. And you're going to find things being repetitive in this paper. Don't worry about it. You're going to find things being fairly simplistic. Don't worry about the brevity of your response. Just worry about the quality of it, okay? And that I could jump into some of the, hold on a second. Hey, son. Hey, I'm doing my video right in the middle of it, okay? I'll call you back. Can I call you back? I'll tell you about that. I'm not cutting this thing, man. I don't know how to do that kind of editing. Okay, so for the defining the terms, any term that you're going to use, you get to define it, okay? So if you're using a term wellness, you get to define wellness, okay? It doesn't have to be, you would define wellness, a statement by a medical professional backing up certain criteria term in health. But no, or you can say wellness in this case could be the subject's perceived own wellness, okay, own quality of life, own health, all right, regardless of specific medical test results or something, right? Okay. So remember to use that word some, and appears to be. You're staying away from definitive statements. Research is about, okay, it looks like this is happening. It appears to be this. Some of these are this way. You don't go all, never, always. You know, you don't use those absolutes. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I was talking about variables. Your variables are not your opinions, perceptions, experiences, what have you. Okay. You got to think a little bit on these variables. All right. Just think about what your survey is about. Think about the variables in terms of the demographics of random adults. Are you doing something about a work environment, which a lot of you are? So if you're doing it, don't think I'm just talking about you. A lot of you are. Um, what about the variables about the type of work environment? The varieties of a blue collar work environment, a so-called white collar work environment. Is it an environment depending on the shift of the worker? Third shift, is it quiet? What kind of coworker interaction? That's a variable, right? Um, what kind of hierarchy is there in the work environment? These all are factors in variables which you're going to deal with in your and how you're going to deal with those in your survey and in your data analysis, right? Okay. All right. So let's get into module 5 right away now. Some of the objectives: critically analyze and critique research proposals, clearly articulate research plans, demonstrate that research projects are well thought out and doable. All three of those fit into the same thing. We're doing is the proposal. That's the big thing right now. Again, let's go back to the due dates. All right. I want you to freak out. I want you to panic. Hey, you just posted this on the 11th. Let's do the 12th. Let's do the 12th. No, just do chronological. Keep plugging along. Remember the 27th is the last day of class. Get your stuff in. If you need more than 2 days extra, just let me know. Okay. Otherwise, just keep plugging and you're not getting dinged. Okay. Don't worry about it. All right. Okay. So this is the proposal. This is all about the proposal, right? We got chapter 4 and 5 in here. It's approximately 64 pages. Chapter 4 is planning your research project. Chapter 5 is writing the research proposal. They're going to be a lot deeper and thorough and higher end than you're doing. So don't look at it as I got to do all this. No, okay? But you need to be familiar with the steps that go into these, walking, crawling, walking, running stages of research, right? Okay, so, I got to do an Easter egg here, right? Let's do Easter egg number 1. Let's say IDS is integration. IDS is integration. Because when it comes to this research, well, we'll get into that. Just you got that first one, right? Okay, so the biggest part about these proposals is think about what you're doing. You're proposing. I mentioned this before. You're proposing to do research, like you were in facing a funding board, and you're proposing to do this research. This is why I need this money because I'm going to do this research, and this is what it's going to. So think of it that way. You're proposing to research. So what does that mean? It means your research isn't done. So you're in the future tense. Okay, I will be doing, the research will show this. The research proposes to do this. The research expects to see this. The research is depending on this, okay, this or that. It's always future tense, okay, and stay in the third person. Keep yourself out of it. No I's, no me's, no mi's, okay? If you want to talk about yourself, you talk about the current researcher. Talk about the research, the current study, the current research, right? You guys are doing really good with that, by the way. Keep it up, all right? Okay, so in Module 4, we have learning materials. The research packet for proposals and final papers is the same one as you found in Module 4. I just moved it forward to another one, okay? You're going to see some sample informed consent forms. No one in this course needs them because we're all doing quantitative surveys, anonymous. Some of you on your research, on your worksheets told me about qualitative, told me about interviews, told me about choosing your respondents. You guys are all getting in the qualitative. You're going to need consent forms. You got a lot more work ahead of you that you don't have to do. I have no idea why, but you're doing that. But the rest of you that are doing a quantitative survey that's anonymous, you don't need to get consent. Okay, as people have repeated me on paper, the mere participation of the survey anonymously is consent. Okay, good. All right. Um, the proposal rubric is 150 points. There was a mistaken old one in there, 155. I changed it. I should be looking at 150. That's a rubric I'll be using to score yours. Make sure you cover it accordingly. Proposal samples, bingo. These things I think are priceless, you know, because you look at them and you're saying, hey, cool, this is how a proposal looks. I got to do this. Be careful with that table of contents, okay? If you don't know how to make one, go on Google and Google creating a table of contents in Word. See what they say, okay? If you start doing this manually, good luck with that, you know? You might as well be painting a Van Gogh by memory, okay? So look at that, let's see. Okay, peer review. You're going to get into peer review samples. Guess what? I'm only having you do 2. Everybody else had to do 3 or 4. You guys get to do only 2, all right? So look at the peer review form, fill it out, post it, attach it, whatever, on 2 of your peers. When people, your peers review yours, you know, take their advice however you want. I mean, if you think that, oh, it's good advice, I might change mine. If you don't think it's good advice, then don't do it. But we appreciate this peer critiquing, which is part of the number 1, critically analyze and critique research proposals. Number 2 is clearly articulate research plans, which you're doing in your proposal. And 3, demonstrate that research projects are well thought out and doable. That's in the quality of your proposal, okay? And so you can have a couple days in there, whatever you need there, to look at the peer reviews, get them in, and please try to get those peer reviews in, because it doesn't help if you do a peer reviews next week when nobody's going to look at it, you know, and they're already done. Okay, so try to help out with that, and then get your proposal in there, and then you submit a final paper, final proposal in there, okay? So it's 2 proposals, not 3, in case I missed a 3 somewhere. I thought I got them all. All right. France won. Okay. Easter egg number 2. IDS is no disciplinary boundaries. Okay. So that's what I've talked to you about this research. How does this differ from other ones? If you were doing a research and this was all a psychology class, we'd be staying in our lane of psychology, right? Psychology theory, psychology lingo, okay? Psychology concepts, okay? We're interdisciplinary. It's no disciplinary boundaries. Bring it in. Come on. Some critics of IDS will say that, you know, we have no business researching things we don't know about, but we do have the ability to go beyond the disciplinary boundaries to bring in things and therefore offer a different, if not better, analysis and critical thinking of whatever it is that we're looking at. Okay, great. All right, so on to, the proposal final. Make sure it's in future tense. Make sure it's no I, me, my. Use your worksheets that's what they're for, to prompt you into writing those sections, okay? Because, and now this is clear, some people get confused by this, and I have no idea if you're not seeing it or what, but you should know that what the proposal includes. It is specific chapters, the ones which are highlighted. Okay, so let's take a look. Module 5, proposal rubric. It's in there, okay? Waiting for that to open up. Doesn't it always happen when you need something and the internet's not working right? Oh my God. I feel like a walking cliche right now. All right, so there it is. It finally showed up. Let's see if we can open it there. All right, here's what I'm looking at. Oh, notice the highlighted region. That's freaking blasting light, right? There we go. Okay, that's what I expect in a proposal, highlighted stuff, including references. You got that? Okay, there's the rubric. That's what I expect in the proposal. And looking at that, seeing a cover page, table of contents. Chapter 1 is the introduction statement of problem. If you don't know how to write these things, check out the samples. It's right there, okay? How do you like my background, by the way? At my friend's house, and that's a giant fish tank. And after this, I'll be searching for Nemo. I don't know, Finding Nemo? I forget. All right. So, and then it's chapter 1, 2, and 3. Chapter 2 is the lit review. It's the same one you wrote. Just move it into this chapter 2. Chapter 3, the methodology, the purpose of the study, setting in population. Those are things you addressed in the worksheets. Bring it over, okay? The chapter 1, introduction, statement of the problem. We started looking at that early on. The problem, the significance of the study, the assumption of the study, limitation of the study, definitions. By the way, regarding bias, you'll always have bias. It's almost impossible. It's like Buddhism. It's no desire or emptying your mind. It's not possible, but it's the exercise of doing it. There's going to be bias. What your job is tasked to do is perhaps understand what your biases might be and express them right away. That's what a good researcher does. All right. So if the researcher is doing a project on tobacco use and they're being funded by Reynolds Tobacco or somebody, they need to probably expose that bias. All right. Anyways. Okay. All right. Questions, comments, concerns. Let me know what's going on. This should just about do it for Module 5's video. We got a lot going on. You guys are doing really well in this short of a class. I'm really pleased that the quality and effort that you're taking onto this. I hope you're satisfied with what you're getting out of it. Please let me know if you got any comments or concerns as we head into the final stretches here. Course ends the 27th. That's 2 weeks from tomorrow. So let's get it done. All right. Forks up, everybody. Have a good evening.